Hi everyone, and today I just want to do a quick video on the importance of tracking. I've been thinking a lot about this lately because it's one of the areas that I've definitely improved on in my business, and it does make a big difference in terms of knowing where you are now and where you want to get to. And B, also it is some form of motivation, because if you can see those numbers changing and improving, that will be a big help. But also knowing what you've got to improve makes you focus down onto that. And it's amazing that even the tiny changes that we make every day can make a big difference to our business, after 1 month, 6 months, or the end of the year. Now, I'm going to be showing you some sheets today that I've created a printable bundle on for tracking, and I'm going to walk you through using those, but only because they're examples. If you did want to grab those, there is a link either above or below this video, but of course this information is relevant whether you use those trackers or something else. The main important thing is that you are actually noting things down and also keeping them together, keeping them in one place. There is nothing worse than writing down like little scraps of information, maybe on one piece of paper, then another bit in a journal, another bit online. Try to keep it, wherever you're going to do it, try to keep it in one place so you can quickly, every month, get it out, have a look at it, see where you are, see where you need to go. So these are just a few of the things. There's lots more in the pack, but there's also lots more that you can think about tracking. But I didn't want to make this video too long, so I'm just going to pull out some of the key areas. So the first thing is your goals. Now, whether you're starting now and you want to do it for the last, 3 months of the year, then that's fine. But over the course of a year, you need to have those big picture goals, and I would focus down on just 3 per month. The reason for that is obviously you're going to have lots of smaller goals within that, but sort of real substantial things that you want to get done, I would just limit it to the 3, because otherwise it just becomes too unwieldy. You feel overwhelmed. You've also got all the other things going on in your business. So, you've got the services or the products that you're creating. You've got the marketing side, you've got the accountancy side, you've got your life to live, you've got your family to spend time with. So if you've got a goal like, you want to launch a product, or you want to write an ebook, or you want to update your website, or you want to start a mailing list, those are what I would call the bigger picture goals. So stick to no more than 3. And 1 could actually be quite a big one, like if you were going to overhaul your website or something like that, and 2 and 3 could be smaller ones. Also, you don't have to have 3. What I'm saying is keep 3 as a maximum. You do not want to be going in and trying to do loads and loads of different things. So, month on month, just write down what those big picture goals are, and then obviously the very satisfying thing of ticking them off. If you don't tick them off, like if you achieve 1 and 3 but 2 is still outstanding, then move that down and have that as, say, if it was in January, have it as one of the February goals, because that way you're getting it achieved. Yes, you've had to move it forward slightly, but at least you're not just sort of abandoning it. Now the second thing is your income, and we've got this cute little pig here to keep our minds focused on our income. Now, what you want to be doing here, this is not sort of deep down dive into your tax position or anything like that. This is your overall goal income that you would like to achieve for the month, and it doesn't have to be profit. This can be just overall income, the money that is flowing in to your business. I wouldn't get into sort of whether that is profit or not, because in some respects the aim of this tracker is to set some goals, set some stretch goals, and keep moving forward. It doesn't mean that it's the kind of minutiae of your business. I don't want you to kind of get too much into, oh, but then I had to take these expenses out, therefore this is only the profit, etc. This is the bigger picture again to keep you moving forward. So month on month, whether you're starting in January or whether you're starting in September, is write down what you want to achieve during that month. So we've got September coming up, so write down that, and then at the end of the month, obviously go back in, see what your actual income is. That will give you a good idea as to whether you're on track. If you're not, what is it that you need to do about that? And that will come back onto your goals and things like that. So is it that you've got things to offer? You've already got your products and services out there. It's more about getting your business in front of more people. Or is it that you're actually at the moment, maybe you're a blogger, but you're not actually offering any or that many products for sale, and products can be digital products, or it could be affiliate marketing or something like that. So maybe your kind of key aim, first of all, is to actually get some things out there that can start generating income. Now, this doesn't have to be, your if you're doing this, this could be on a side business. You might have a job during the day, and that's why I say you want to keep it on those big picture things so you start moving forward. You could have sort of multiple little streams of income going on. You could have a blog, you could be selling an ebook on Kindle or something like that. This kind of all comes together and goes into the income pot. So you set your challenge for yourself for the month, and then at the end of the month you record what's come up. Keep this piece of paper, whether you're using this tracker or whether you're using something else. You want to keep these not just for this year or the year that you're doing it in. You want to keep it for future years. At the end of the year, print off a new one and start again, because when you look back over time, even if you feel like you're not making many strides forward from day to day, it can be quite astounding where you've come from and where you're going to. So definitely it's a big motivator to track that. Now, the other thing you should be keeping an eye on, obviously if you've got a website, are the visitors to your site. Again, I would not get into massive bogging you down detail. Go into whether you're using Google Analytics or Clicky, which I like, clicky.com, and make sure, first of all, you've got analytics installed, because if there are no analytics installed on your site, you're going to have trouble tracking anything. And then just for month on month, wherever you're starting, it doesn't matter whether you're starting halfway through the month, halfway through the year, record your average, the number of people that visited your site, not the average, the number of people that visited your site during, say, March, and also record your bounce rate for that month. Now, if you're using Clicky, super easy. You just go in, you put the dates, 1st of March, end of March. It will give you the exact number of people that arrived at your site, and it will give you the average of your bounce rate across the month. Your bounce rate is the kind of people that arrived at your site and then left very quickly. They took no other action. You're never going to have a zero bounce rate, because, people arrive at sites accidentally, or, you're not offering exactly what they're looking for, and that, that's always going to happen. But try to keep your bounce rate, I would say, sort of 25% and under if you can. If it's a bit higher than that, maybe there are some things you need to work on. Things like, is your site easy to navigate? Is it very clear what it's about? Are you offering things on that site that people want to stick around for? Do you have a blog? Have you got good information? So they're all things that you can weigh up. But with these analytics, it's all about seeing the changes month on month. And again, that can be super motivating. Okay, if you have a month that's lower, dig into that. What happened this month? Was I not as, out there on social media? Was I not promoting my site so much? Or did I not kind of reach out to try and get a guest post somewhere? And then you can have a think about, when you see the figures, are things going well, or are there things that I need to do to promote my website more? Now, again, the same is true of your social media stats, and this can be super motivating across the year. If you, start wherever you are. If you're in September, start there, and then just start another sheet for the next year. Write down at the start of, I would do the start of the month, but you can do the end of the month as well, as long as you're choosing the same day each month, where what your Facebook follower numbers are now, your Pinterest, your Twitter, your Instagram. You could do more if you've got YouTube or things like that. All you've got to do is note down what those follower figures are. Next month, see what they are then. Have you grown? If you've grown on Facebook but not on Pinterest, is that maybe important to be your focus for the month? Or, are you less interested in Pinterest and it's all about Facebook for you? It just gives you a much clearer idea of where you are, and it also gives you an idea of how your figures are growing and how quickly they're growing as well. And I would make at least 2 platforms your focus. So you don't want to spread yourself too thin. And while I'm putting 4 on here, if you're only focusing on one, just note that one down. There's no impetus on you to do all of them, but the ones that you're doing, just note down. But 2 is a good number to really dig into, and then you can always spread yourself out across more platforms later on. Now, this is another one that is not so much of a tracking. I've got lots of other tracking ones that I could have gone through, but I think this one is important because if you're blogging, you want to be finding some good keywords, because the better your keywords, the better your chance of, ranking in social media. Now, this is just a good central place to do some research and note down some of those keywords that you want to use in blog posts going forward. Now, we all do our research, and then we obviously don't have time to write all those blog posts straight away. But if you keep a note of them, it's so helpful, even for blog post title ideas, what to write about. Now, if you did pick up this pack, I'm also giving you access there to 2 more videos that you can have a look at and work your way through, and that again will be super helpful to you. It will give you a really good keyword research tool and lots of other helpful tips. But the main thing is to be noting down these keywords. Print off another sheet. If you've got more than 22, if you suddenly think of a really good keyword or really good blog title, jot it down. You can always come back and do the research later. So again, keyword research is another important one. Facebook groups. Okay, now Facebook groups are super powerful, especially if you're using other people's groups to promote what you've got on offer. Now, obviously, the caveat here is always respect the rules of people's Facebook groups. Only be promoting when they're giving you permission to do that. But lots of groups have a specific day where you can offer maybe a freebie, which could be your newsletter opt-in, or it could be a blog post. And they'll also usually have some sort of promotion day, market day, something like that. So again, what I would do is I would choose a few groups. You don't even have to have as many as this, because you also want to be a little bit active in those groups. You do want to be commenting and, having a presence not only on market day. So maybe you narrow it down to, 5 groups or 3 groups. And in there, you can just pop in what their market day is. So you just write the group, and you then know I'm going to head to that group on a Wednesday because they've got their market day. And if you just even had one for each day of the week, and if they don't do Saturdays and Sundays, just have Monday to Friday. If you had one day per week where you knew you could pop in there and promote your business, that is a massive step forward, because you know that you're reaching out to other people. So it's going to take you 5 minutes. If you've got something logged down, you don't have to think, oh, whose day? Is it Alison's day in her group today? My group is actually Thursday. So you could have Market Your Business with Joy group in there. You could have Thursday and you can have a little tick by it. Then you know you're going to head into my group on a Thursday and, promote the heck out of whatever you want to. Do that for a few other groups. As I say, even if you had like 5, that is a really good step forward, because you're getting out there and you're actively promoting to people who are looking. And then the final one, and I just wanted to pop this one in here because again it's something a little bit different for you to think about, is thinking about where you can guest post or what media that you want to get into. So let's say you wanted to get into Huffington Post or Mind Body Green, or, you know, your friend's blog that, you know, she does a great blog and you'd love to do an interview with her, or you'd love to write a guest post for her. Note down what media, and when I say media, that could be a magazine, it could be a website, it could be a very small blog, it could be a big authority website. Doesn't matter. It depends where you are in your journey, depends what your niche is, and it depends what a good fit is for you. Note down where you want to approach. Put down the date that you approach that you know, website or that magazine. Put any notes in there, like, you know, the date that you sent it, did you have an email back to confirm, and the outcome. Now, some places you'll probably write to, you might never hear back. Others, they might come back to you and say, oh, I'm kind of interested, but not right now. Therefore, you can, you know, jot down when you're going to return to that and give them another follow-up email, something like that. You can write down those that reject you. Maybe they give you reasons for rejection. Maybe, you know, you needed to do X, Y, or Z or something like that. Write down the ones that accept you. Write down where you got your you know, your business into. It can be the local paper or something like that, anything at all. Keep this all in one place, because again, it's valuable information and it's super motivating, because if you do get into some places, that's fantastic. If you don't, there might be reasons why that you can tweak, and sometimes things just don't work out. But don't be afraid to approach places. Even if you hear nothing back, even if you get a rejection, think about what the worst of it is. I'm not asking you to call them up, you know, you can send an email. If you get rejected, it is nothing personal. It is just that A, they haven't had time to come back to you. B, it's just not the right fit. Or C, they're not looking for interviews or anything like that. But I bet you that if you approach enough, you will get your business out there in front of some different people, and that is always amazing. So I hope that's been helpful. Whether you look at picking up these printables, again, there's a link either above or below this video. Whether you do that or not, please make sure that you're tracking. Please make sure that you do this for your business, because it will make a super amount of difference. And it will also motivate you when you look back and you see the progress. As I said, even if you think you're not making much progress on a day-to-day basis, I promise you, when you look back, it's amazing how your website stats have grown, you're getting some more income coming in, all those kind of things. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back with another video soon. Thanks, guys.